Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Starsector. At the end of the last episode we defeated the Tri-Tach mercenary bounty and we are on our way back to the core. So we are running very low on supplies. In fact, I think we may be out of supplies, but we are heading into Azulf here where we have a colony that we are governing, and so we should be able to restock and resupply here. I was quite happy that we didn't get a full fleet wipe to the mercenary bounty, but it was a tough fight. We're going to pick up some stuff we have lying around here in storage, and we want to just relocate it back to Tortuga where the rest of our stuff is, make sure everything's in one convenient place. We also had an alpha core there, definitely want to get that plugged in when we can in Tortuga. So we're going to jump out and head back home, but we will probably stop by the prison freeport and see if we can get some more missions from our Remnant contact, because they does seem to have the best bounties at the moment. I think we have impressed him enough that he's willing to send us after some pretty serious enemies. We do still want money, we do still want to have some fun fights. But before we speak to him, we've just popped into the bar and we have found a 200,000 credit bounty here. It looks like a standard Tri-Tach patrol, but they have two astrals, so it will be a pretty serious fight. Let's go and see what this guy's asking. He has a few bounties on offer. This one is 600,000 credits. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 onslaughts on a legion. I think we'll take it. I'm not too sure if I fancy it, but we will at least accept the mission for now. He also wants to sell me a beta core, which I will accept. And we'll just pick up some marines. A few other bits and bobs. We have some things we can sell here, including some survey data. And probably have a few weapons we can sell here as well. Any blueprints we've got that are additional that we don't need, we're going to sell on the black market so that the pirate faction will be able to use them. Which I think is a pretty cool mechanic. So heading back home now, we're coming into Tortuga. And we do actually have enemy fleets engaging our station here. And there's one hegemony and one Tri-Tach. They're both quite small, but it looks like they're attacking at the same time, so if we take them on both at once, it could be quite an unusual fight. Okay, I think we'll join the battle. We are defending our space station, which is now level 2. Haven't quite got to level 3 yet, which would make it a lot more powerful. But I think we'll take in the Odyssey, and maybe a Doom, Medusa or 2. And we'll take the Monitor in as well, just to give us some tanking for very few deployment points. And basically what we want to do is just support our station, make sure it doesn't get overwhelmed, kill off as many of these smaller enemy ships as we can, and we'll go off with the bigger guys. So things like this destroyer and the Falcon on the far left are good targets. I'm not sure if they have any carriers. I think they had a Mora. They definitely have a few good destroyers. There's Sunders, Hammerheads and Forces. And they have a few crappy frigates, which are much less of a threat. First enemy ship to go down is a Kite, followed by a Hound. One Hound has already retreated. There's a Mora carrier and there's a Heron behind them, so they will also be priorities. But we're going to take on the Sunder. We do know that we can kill Sunders very quickly with a barrage of Sabres, followed by a Hurricane. Onslaught is sending in his pulse cannon. I'm just going to back away from that. I'm sure our Doom is doing his job with his mines. We'll just vent so that we can go on the offensive again. And Medusa getting behind an enemy Hammerhead on the left there. Let's see if we can overload this force. I didn't quite manage to overload it. He is backing away from us. We should be able to kill him. He's just getting his shield up again, which is a bit annoying. He's actually going to get away with his life for now. Enemy carriers flanking around, which is not a good idea for them because it means they're exposed to my firepower. Enemy Falcon has been destroyed. Let's see if we can kill some more. Heavy blast shots coming in on the more from the station. Doing a lot of damage. He's about to go down. There he is. Nice to attack on lance, I think. One Heron has gone down to the bottom. We've got another one coming in here. I think we'll go for this one first. Enemy Medusa destroyed, enemy Wolf destroyed. This is definitely a mixed fleet, Gemini and Tri-Tach. We're seeing low tech and high tech together here, which is fairly unusual. I see Scarabs and Hyperions and Tempests floating around this onslaught. And, that's something you would only ever see normally in a player fleet. So with the majority of their support ships destroyed, I think we can move in and take on this onslaught now. Behind him and he's pretty defenseless now. We'll have a Harbinger and a couple of high-tech frigates floating around, but nothing that can destroy our station, so once the onslaught goes down, it will be safe. Plenty of mines coming in from the Doom. We're sending in our own missiles. This is the end of the onslaught. Goes down to a final Reaper from the Doom, and I think we'll just speed up the end of the fight. Tempest destroyed. Hyperion should be running away, but he failed to do so. And Harbinger the same. So we didn't lose anything there. We will recover the Scarab. Is it worth spending a story point on a Harbinger? We'd probably find one very much cheaper than a story point, so I think we'll leave that. Both invasion fleets have been decimated. We will go after their support ships and just send in a couple of our bigger guys. I wanted to see if we could capture that Atlas, but it seems to have escaped with its life, so I think we will just follow up on that. Can we get another free Atlas? Ah, yes we can. Oh no, it's going to cost us a story point. I think we'll leave that then. There's another two over here, potentially. If you invade or try to invade Tortuga, this is what happens to you. So let's see. Yeah, both of them are recoverable, but it will cost story points. I don't think it's worth it. I already have 3 of them, I think. Really, it would just be a luxury to have them all. We'll see if there are any missions going in our own bar. Nothing major, but we will pick up one small mission. Now, we also have a spare industry slot now as we have grown, so we're going to build the aquaculture industry, and that will provide us with food and presumably quite a lot of cash. Because I think the Voltairean lobster that it provides is a valuable trade good. Stability is quite low. There are long-term and short-term reasons for that. Currently we are suffering from a food shortage and we've had recent unrest. So that's why our stability is so low. We will try and get that back up as quick as we can. The aquaculture will definitely help with that. Now we've also picked up the synchrotron here, which is that kind of metallic heart-shaped looking thing, which we will want to plug into our fuel refining facility on Adolf. But right now what we're doing is we're picking up some ships that we have stored in our hangars on Tortuga, and particularly we're picking up ships that have both S mods and D mods. And the reason for that is I would like to use the ships with S mods, and I have the character skill which will gradually remove D mods over time for ships that are in my active fleet. So this onslaught, for example, has 3 S mods, so it should be pretty powerful, but it also has 3 D mods, and over time hopefully they will kind of fall away as we fix them over time. So we're just going to fit this one out with lots of long range weapons, as well as a couple of storm needlers on the sides in case we get flanked. We're all going to stick some flak batteries on the back and on the sides to defend against fighters and missiles. And then I'm going to stick a bunch of harpoons on here so we can launch a fantastic killing blow against anything that gets overloaded or has 5 flux. Stick on some Vulcan cannons for point defense on the front arcs here. So we have the thermal pulse cannons is the main weapon of the onslaught, plus a Gauss cannon in the center, a couple of hypervelocity drivers and some heavy molders, lots of long range anti-shield and anti-armor firepower. and then those missiles. Going to give it armored weapon mounts and expanded missile racks. The armored weapon mounts are mostly just to prevent it getting knocked out by EMP weapons and saber missiles and things like that. And the expanded missile racks kind of self-explanatory. Eagle I'm going to fit out kind of similar for now. Long range weapons, hyper velocity drivers and heavy maulers, some graviton beams and iron beam. And small energy slots I think we'll just put point defense for now. We also have some missile slots here, and I think we're just going to go with more harpoons as well. So just have these guys as kind of long range fire support platforms. The Eagle's quite a bit slower than the Falcon, and I'm probably not going to be piloting myself. I don't want it running in and do anything too aggressive. Sunders I'm going to fit out with the standard safety override autoposts setup and the hammerheads with the long range support setup. So just going to resupply quickly here with some Marines, crew, fuel and supplies. So we're not going to pay for this now because this is our own supplies from Tortuga, but it will cost me at the end of the month because I'll no longer be able to be selling these as goods on the free market. So in order to get some extra cash, because we are a bit low on funds, what I thought I would do is go through my stores here and just pick out some of these weapons, because I am building quite a extensive supply of them and I don't need to keep all these, and they will sell for quite a good price. So I'm just going through finding what I don't need or what I don't need as much of and sticking it in my hole to sell at the nearby port, along with some of these fighter LPCs. We don't need all of these. Most of these are kind of trash anyway, and there we go, that should do for now. We also have some trade goods that are worth selling, so we'll pop back into Prism Freeport as it's nearby and see if we can get a good price for any of this stuff. Looks like we have a hegemony raid coming in on our system in the near future. Shouldn't have to worry too much about that as it's not an actual invasion. Also looks like a relief fleet managed to make it through to Tortuga after that invasion. Hopefully that will increase stability. I also noticed we just ran out of supplies after resupplying, so we must have had quite a lot of repairs to do and I didn't quite pick up enough. Let's see if we've got any extra missions here. Nothing too tasty on the docket at the moment. So what we're going to do is sell some of these weapons on the black market. There's nothing here I want to buy, except maybe this proximity charge launcher, because I know I had one of them. It'd be quite good to double that up. I think it was on the Doom that I was using that. We'll get a few extra Marines. I'm going to have to buy some supplies here, which is a bit annoying because we could be getting them cheaper elsewhere or stealing them. And then we will sell all of these weapons for a couple of 100,000 credits. Drugs are going cheap, so we'll stock up on them. We'll get some fuel, and I think it's time to leave. Now we want to go back to Azulf in the Western S system where we have a colony, but I'm going to pop into Thor on the way. Basically we're just coming in here because there's an independent world that we can raid for supplies and maybe sell some goods to as well before we do that. I think we'll go straight ahead, we'll launch a tactical bombardment and then we will raid for supplies. Unfortunately we didn't get that many, so we're still a little bit low. We will have to get some more supplies and fuel from somewhere pretty quickly. For now though, we'll pop into Azulf. We should be able to stock up there, although it will cost us. But also I want to drop off this synchrotron core. Now I've just seen an unidentified fleet carrying supplies and heavy armaments, and it looks like, yeah, it's an independent mercantile fleet, so we're going to go back to our pirate roots here a little bit and just take them out and steal their stuff. Don't want to recover any of their ships. They didn't have that much, but we've got some supplies, we've got some armaments. And now we'll head on to Azulf. Now, our monthly expenses were pretty high. That month, but that's because we picked up a lot of supplies, so that cut into our profits. Picked up a few things from our tech mining, but nothing too major. Good if we could get some more blueprints and AI cores would be great, but not much is turning up so far. It may even be worth replacing the tech mining on Tortuga if it's not going to give me anything too good. Okay, so coming into Athelfir, we are governing this colony on behalf of the pirates, so it's not one of our own colonies, but we have authority over it. And I think what we're going to do is install the synchrotron core here in the fuel production industry, which will boost that, and then we need to pick up supplies and fuel. Again, it's going to cost us at the end of the month. And actually, we do need to pick up fuel, but I completely forgot. And that's going to come back and bite me a little bit on the ass. Now that we're going to head off to the Luddic Path world of Epiphany and see if we can get some more useful stuff from them. This looks like a pirate fleet returning to Sardine, so we're going to leave them be. We also have Luddic Path cells active on Tortuga at the moment, so it's worth doing what we can to kind of root them out, as that will also be reducing our stability. If we can find the base that they're operating out of, we could destroy it, and that will give us a bit of an advantage there. Now we ran out of fuel here, and so the gate that we were heading for, we actually fell away from that into the gravity well of the star itself, which cost us a little bit of supplies as well. So now we're desperately trying to get back some fuel. Let's see if we can do that here. We do have an operative on Tortuga who is currently seeking out these Luddic Path cells. Hopefully they can find out where the base is. Okay, so just coming in here to Epiphany, we're going to sell them some drugs for a good price. That's not bad. What else will they buy off me? They'll buy some armaments. Yeah, I think I'll sell a few of them. And they will buy luxury goods, and they will even buy machinery at a good price. Marines are going for a good price here. We might want to sell a few of them as well, but I do want to keep my Marines. We will also have some supplies, as they are currently above national rate, and we will sell them some Marines as well. So we made a good 1.5 million credits out of that, actually. A bunch of these weapons and LPCs can be sold too. And that'll do, I think. Okay, now we do also have some Luddic Church worlds and some independent worlds here we can raid. We still need fuel, so, and we need supplies. I don't like paying for them. Just keeping an eye on these random fleets flying around, see if there's anything I can take advantage of. I'm going to drop in through this gravity well, and we want to avoid as many of the Luddic Church fleets as we can while raiding their system. But we are pretty conspicuous at the moment. We're flying around with an onslaught and a bunch of other big ships, so being stealthy is not really on the cards. We're going to bombard and raid this independent world, see what we can get hold of. We need fuel and supplies. Okay, not bad, could be better. We've also got a lot of ore here that we're going to need to drop at some point, as it's just taking up cargo space now. I think we might jump out and go to the other system where the Luddic Church is operating, and I think there'll be a few less fleets there to deal with. Oh, there's a faithful convoy down here with supplied heavy machinery. I think we'll go after them. It's always safer to steal stuff in hyperspace if we can. And these guys were going to force us to fight them manually, which is not too unpleasant a prospect. They have a couple of dominators and some other mostly low-tech ships, so we're going to just go in with our Tempests and our standard high-tech formation here. And just speed through the beginning part of the battle. First contact against an enemy mule and an enemy Mora, along with some smaller ships. We want to see if we can kill this Mora nice and quickly. Worry about his fight anymore. Dominate it in the back, trying to get a beat on this, but we're going to use this more as a human shield. Get a human shield. shield. Keep him between us and the Dominator until he's dead. And then we'll go after this smaller carrier. Just going to keep that debris between us as well. Knock this lasher out of the way with our passive burn. And then see if we can kill this little condor. He's relatively defenseless against us. And it goes down nice and quick. There's Dominator number 1. We're going to see if we can get behind him here. Just flanking him from the side where he doesn't have a shield. And just burn through his armour. Okay, Dominator down. We've got Luddic Church Lasher, Mule, what looks like a Wayfarer, Combat Freighter. Nothing that can threaten me really. Can we keep this Lasher in our sights long enough? Yes, we can. Wayfarer may want to escape now. If he was smart, he would be already escaping. I think he's trying to escape, but the AI sometimes doesn't quite have a strong enough sense of self-preservation. Was it just the one Dominator, or did another one escape? Maybe we missed it. Nothing to recover. We did get some supplies, which is good, and a little bit of fuel. Have to drop some more ore. Okay, alright. At least now we're not quite as desperate. We do have another Vengeance fleet after us, level 2. And we do have an invasion coming in on Tortuga quite soon. So this is another Luddic Church world which we're going to sell some of our drugs at for a nice good price, along with some of this trash that we've just got lying around in our hold. Sell off some weapons. We'll pick up some fuel. But unfortunately we were unable to raid the planet because there were too many enemy fleets around, and they also have their protective station. Well, the station is under attack by a pirate fleet, so I thought it might be worth going in and just helping them out essentially. So this is quite a weak pirate fleet. We're going to raid here quickly first. There's quite a weak pirate fleet attacking the station, and they're probably going to lose. But with our help, they're certainly going to win. So I think we will raid, steal some more fuel, and then we will aid the attacking forces. So we shouldn't need too many ships given the number of pirates already attacking. We're just going to send in an Odyssey and an Astral. I'll probably speed this up a little bit because it's not going to be a tough fight. We have Pirate Falcons, Pirate Ventures, Pirate Enforcers, Pirate Mules, all moving in to attack this Luddic Church station. It's nice to know that the pirates are following my lead and being aggressive in the court now that we can be. Now that we are one of the more dominant powers in the sector, it's nice to see that the pirate AI is taking advantage of that. So a significant portion of the enemy fleet has already been destroyed. We're just going to see if we can get rid of some of these little frigates. And then we will focus on the station. Lasher down, Hound down. Another Hound destroyed. These guys don't even have shields. Get rid of this little Shepherd drone carrier. And the Condor carrier. It's going to die to this Hurricane. And this is an allied mule helping me take down this Buffalo freighter. I've just knocked him out of position, sorry about that. Looks like the station is undergoing quite a lot of fires, taking missile shots from our Astral carrier. And I'm sure the, yeah, here they come. Torpedoes helping to finish it off. There's not much we really need to do here, I think I'll let them finish it off themselves. There it goes, orbital station disabled. We've got a little bit of salvage, and we will share the credits and experience of that with the rest of the fleet. And I think we'll bug out. I want to pop into Canny, mostly because I should be able to pick up some more missions there. Month expenses were also pretty high this month, but at least we did make a profit overall through trading. And I think we can now spare the 1,000,000 credits it's going to cost to upgrade our battle station to a Star Fortress, which is a high-tech Star Fortress, and it's going to be pretty difficult for enemy fleets to take on individually. Multiple invasion fleets can do it, but I think one individual invasion fleet will find it too much for them, and then we'll have to do a lot less babysitting. So just coming into Canny here, we're going to just see if there are any missions in the bar. This guy wants to sell me an Atlas Mark II, which isn't a great ship, but it's very thematically appropriate to what we're doing, and I kind of fancy one, so I'm going to take that. It's nice and cheap. Another spaceport disruption and another spy sat mission. Nothing too useful there. We might do them, we might not. And then these are our contacts. This guy wants supplies delivered. We should be able to do that nice and easily. And he has 260 credit Luddic Church bounty. Bunch of dominators. That'll be nice and easy. We'll take that on. And finally, he wants me to smuggle some narcotics, so we'll do that too. So now we've got a few more missions to do. We also have the academy missions to do, but those don't have a time limit. We have a bounty that's going to run out in 4 days, but I think that's the one that looked pretty scary. I'm quite happy for that to run out. So I'm not too sure what I want to do next. I think we'll go down here and deliver these drugs. That should be nice and quick. There's also a Luddic Church bounty in that system, so once we've dropped off the drugs, we will go after that one. I have to be a little bit careful here because the Luddic Church do have a few fleets knocking around the system usually. Who's this up here? Ooh, another convoy. Yes, we will take... Oh, it's a smuggler, even better. Smuggler carrying armaments and other things, which I would like to steal. So we'll just send in some falcons. It looks like they did a pretty comprehensive job. I'm not going to recover that falcon. We'll just take their weapons. Another small fleet there to my right, but... Okay, so we did fail one bounty, that's fine. Let's see if we can drop off these drugs. Back to our smuggling days. It's been a long time since we had to sneak into a place to meet a contact like this. Okay, we have an invasion coming in on Tortuga in about 40 days. And it looks like Yesod was taken over by another faction, taken back from the pirates. So that'll be something to deal with. Okay, there are a lot of fleets around this planet. I don't think I'm going to be able to sneak in. And if I can't sneak in, I won't be able to meet my contact. Yeah, they're going to find me. I think I'm just going to kill these guys and run away. Maybe just run away. Okay, I'm being chased by a mercenary flotilla with a paragon. That's a bit scary. Okay, they gave up, but the little picket fleet did not, which I don't care about because they're too small to pose a threat. There's a second one. Yeah, we're going to tell them to get lost. Are we going to get caught by this mass of fleets coming towards us? Yeah, they are interdicting me, or whatever the verb is. We did eventually give up. We managed to get away from them. So I wanted to try and smuggle myself into this station if I can, even if it's not the one with my contact on. I thought maybe we could sell the drugs there, maybe raid them, but again, there's quite a few patrols around. I don't really want to get ambushed by all of these guys. There is a bounty here that I also have as a mission, so I'm going to take them on. So this is the Luddic Church Righteous Flotilla. It's one of their larger fleets. It's equivalent of a task group. Now, it is a large fleet, but in terms of threat level, it's not that high because they're mostly dominators, which I should be able to isolate and kill one by one, or two by two even, along with a bunch of ventures and forces and other slow, low-tech ships. I think I'm going to send out my Hyperions because it is a big fleet. I want to make sure we get maximum deployment points possible in comparison to them. We'll capture this central point ourselves. I'm going to bring on the Astral. It's great at killing dominators. And we've managed to capture 3 of 4 points. We're going to get our Hyperions and Tempest to kill these early harassing little hound guys. It's not really a good day to be a hound when I come knocking. They don't have any shields, and everything I've got I can kill them in a few seconds. Buffalo Freight is not much better. Again, they don't have any proper shields, and they burn up super fast with high intensity lasers and tachyon lancers. So if it doesn't get out of my way, I'll show you. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds. Lots of fighters and missiles coming in from these buffaloes, but that's only going to last as long as they do. It's not that long. Behind them we've got mules, we've got kites, we've got shepherds, probably a couple of lashes in there. Nothing that can really deal any real damage to us. And this fleet is basically melting. Adventures on the right hand side here, a little bit tougher. But I just don't think they have the firepower to ever be a scary ship to face adventure unless you're in something really small and weak. I tend to leave them till last because they are such bricks. I'll look off these mules first. I think the golden rule whenever you're in any kind of battle like this is to kill the stuff that can deal damage but can't take damage, and vice versa, to leave the other ones till last. This venture, however, has got a few Reapers on him. We have managed to overload him with our 6 Sabo volley, and now we're just going to put the herd in to see if we can kill him before I shoot a couple of mine. Yes, we could. Nice. Isolated. He's lost his engines. Can't go away. Another venture's been destroyed. Just gonna skip ahead a little bit. Enemy mule about to go down. And he's the first Dominator. He's not facing me, but he will be very soon, so we have to be a bit careful. What we don't want is for him to get a line of these things. He is trying to do that here. We've got 2 on the left hand side. I'm just going to avoid them at the moment and see if we can get onto the side rather than into their kill zone. Here's the third one coming into line. So we just avoided them a little bit. Now they're trying to keep me in front of them. I do still have my Astral coming past with his swarms of bombers. I've retreated a couple of the Hyperions because they were getting a bit low on combat readiness. This Dominator's been isolated, and overloaded, and destroyed. Going around killing Enforcers and these little Lashers. Just using the plasma burn ability there to yeet that Lasher out into Void. I have brought on Sunder and Doom because they're good at killing the smaller ships, but they also can really deal damage to Dominators and other capital ships. Pretty much just mopping them all up one by one. Doom mines doing their work, knocking out Dominator engines. Do a lot of damage to armor and hull as well. That's 3 down. Torpedoes coming in from the south. 4 down. 5 down. A few more, but I can see one of them at least has retreated, so I think the rest of them did as well. So we lost 1 Tempest. We'll send our Falcons after the rest of their fleet. We'll recover the Tempest. Don't want to recover any of their ships. Okay. Cool. That was a nice 260 bounty. 260,000, and we are making profit again on our colonies, which is good. 100,000 a month. That's not a bad start. I don't think we're going to bother trying to sneak in to the place where our contact was. We're just going to head home. We do have a invasion coming in pretty soon. Is this it? Oh, I think it is. Okay, alright, well, we timed that well. Let's just pop in and repair, and then I think we will defend the station. This looks like a slightly easier battle than before. It's just 1 fleet. They are rocking an onslaught, but I think we should be able to deal with that pretty easily with the station supporting us. What else has he got? He's got a Mora, he's got an Eagle, he's got a Griffin. We know Griffins can be dangerous. Falcon Light Cruiser, a couple of Enforcers. So again, pretty standard hegemony fleet. But it's not going to be enough. It might have been enough to damage the station or even take it down. But even then I think it would have been a tough fight for them. I thought I'd bring on my own onslaught because I haven't actually piloted one this playthrough yet, I don't think. And I'm sure those Cobra bombs have come from. Have they come from the station? They must have done. I'm not rocking any Cobras. Those little red dots in the middle that are firing Reapers out of space. They didn't come from my own carrier. So I'm not very good at flying the onslaught. I tend to find I get isolated and destroyed quite easily when I fly them. I prefer faster ships, but we'll see what we can do. Take on this Eagle first of all. I would have thought the Thermocannon would have been a little bit more efficient than that. But did manage to drive up his flux. He's going to back away from us again. And although I managed to drive up the flux of the Eagle, I accidentally fire all my missiles at the Falcon on the left because I had targeted it by mistake. I'm also taking a few torpedoes to the face. The Storm Needler punished the frigate that did that. This is one of the reasons I don't like flying the Onslaught though, is because no matter how powerful it is, other ships can just run away from it when they need to. That Eagle did get destroyed by Reapers, I think, from the Cobra bombers coming from the station. Let's see if we can kill this Mora now. He's looking pretty beleaguered. Here comes a swarm of harpoons. Yeah, that is a very effective kind of coup de grace that the Onslaught can do. Being able to launch 16 harpoon missiles in one volley is a pretty effective way to finish off a fight. I'm a bit blocked here by this Mora carcass, so I'm just going to charge him out of the way. And we can get on the side of this Onslaught with power Storm Needlers. And then we can fire another volley of 16 harpoon missiles. She's taking down his armor pretty quickly. Reapers coming in from the Cobra bombers. Doom mines going off. More torpedoes coming in from our Trident bombers. Onslaught with just a sliver of health left. And our armoured weapon mounts have done its job. I don't think we've had any weapons go offline despite being under quite heavy firepower. And the Onslaught's been killed. Just going to ram into it to add insult to injury. Send him flying across space. Can't engage burn drive, what's the point of flying an Onslaught? Again, we will chase their logistic ships and see if we can capture any of them. And we did actually manage to capture that Onslaught that we destroyed. We will take that. We may not end up using it, but it's nice to have a collection of hegemony capital ships in our storage. So I think we will store that Onslaught. I will also store the Atlas Mark II that we bought. So let's have a look at the missions we have. We have 13 days to deliver supplies to Mazalat, and then 17 days to get to this bounty in the Yggdrasil system. We can probably do both if we hurry, but it'd be good if we could get both of these missions at once. So we're going to pop out to Mazalat, which is up in the north of the sector, and we've been tasked to drop off some supplies there. We'll do that and maybe then head off to finish this bounty if we're there in time. So there was some sort of battle with a hegemony task group going on outside our home system, but I'm not sure that was related to us. Just going to drop into the gravity well here. See if we can drop off these supplies quick enough and get over to Yggdrasil before the bounty expires. So we can drop off supplies. There's a mercenary officer here, and I believe we can hire her despite being full on our officer limit. She's an aggressive, she's level 5. Strike command will be good. Gives extra damage on missiles and things like that. So I think we'll hire her. It costs a story point, but we get an extra officer above the limit, which is always a boon. She will cost me a little bit more than a regular officer, but she's level 5, so I don't have to train her up. So let's bug out and head off and see if we can kill this Tri-Tach bounty. Given we don't have much time to find it, we might have to be pretty obvious flying around here. So we could be at risk of getting mobbed by Tri-Tach patrols, but we'll try and avoid that. Okay, that's not them. Let's see if we can do a sensor pulse and find out where they are. We've only got a few days to find them, so we will have a look and see if they are by the nav buoy over on the western side. We are actually being chased by a picket here that I didn't expect. Normally Tri-Tach are pretty cool with you flying around without your transponder on, but maybe they're in a bit of a heightened awareness for some reason. Yeah, there's a lot more fleets coming after me. That's a bit weird. And they're going to be fast with the Tri-Tach. Here's the bounty though, so it doesn't really matter. If these guys join in, it might be a slightly more difficult fight, but I think we can do it anyway. Okay. It looks like it is just the single fleet. The other guys must have been a bit too far behind to join in. Can't be here because they definitely had an apogee and there's no apogee here. But they do have some pretty good ships. They have 2 astral carriers, similar to mine. They also have a Doom. I'm also going to deploy a Doom. And I think they had a couple of smaller cruisers. Fury, maybe an Aurora. All good ships. I think what we're going to do is get some of these guys to just defend me, especially the Doom. I want him to defend me. And luckily I think the Odyssey is great at chasing down things like Dooms, because it's fast enough to keep up with it even phasing away, and it just burns through it so quickly when it comes down to phase. Little mini Strike Destroyer, not much of a threat. I think we have a couple of Medusas which are much better than Shrikes. Here's the Fury. And they've also got some Dagger Torpedo Bombers. They're a bit dangerous, but luckily our Odyssey has fantastic point defense lasers. And these little Tropus torpedoes don't have too much health. We can also tank them on our shield pretty effectively. These little shade phase frigates can be annoying. They've got a Hyperion. Oh, no, that's my Hyperion. Gunship on the left, Tri-Tach 1. Just want to see if we can kill these Medusas. They're not that tough once you get through their shield. But they are quite elusive with their phase skimmers as well. We can keep up with this guy. Fury a little bit tankier. It's not really responding well to my laser beams. Switch over and see if we can kill this gunship. One good burst with attack on that should kill him off. He manages to back away. Come and see if we can kill this Medusa. Yes, we can. As I say, once their shields are down, they pop pretty quick. Torpedoes coming in. I actually failed to move my shield there, where I definitely should have got hold of those torpedoes with it. And an enemy afflictor flying around along with a shade. Afflictors are pretty dangerous. They've got good weapons and very good flux. It's on the bottom of the screen now. So they're very hard to kill. Our Doom should be quite good against that though. We'll see. Enemy Fury about to go down. Most of 2 missiles. A few laser beams. We did bring on a Scarab, so he's flowing around with his little what is it, time displacement system. I'm not too sure what the Scarab system does. I know it's effective, but I haven't really used it enough to be able to tell you much about it. Yeah, he's doing it now, that probably wobbly thing. It's like a temporal shell, I think it's called. Something to do with time, but I'm not really sure what it is. Just chasing down this Heron because I know he's got big torpedo bombs in there. I want to kill him off. There he goes. And the drover on the right as well. Don't know what he's packing. Being harassed by my Tempest. I think we'll go and see if we can kill him off. He's definitely got Reapers. I see him on the front of his ship. He's probably going to fire one at me now. Can't fire your Reaper. He's not going to do it. Enemy Aurora here. I really like Auroras. They're great fun to pilot. They're super fast. They're like a supercharged, oversized Tempest. can carry a lot of weapons and has the flux to fire them all. So he's going to missile and laser him to death. More herons. We haven't seen the Astros yet, but I've probably seen their fighters coming in. Now, there's the first one. Astros, as I say, super powerful, but they need backup on their own. They can just get mobbed, as we're about to do now. He's trying to use his squall on a Tempest, which is a little bit of a weird choice. Better firing that at me, really. Just see if we can get on the side of him. Overload him with sabos. Like most high-tech ships, it doesn't have a huge amount of armor. Easy to kill. Now, there is a second one. And I think now he may be trying to run away, or he should be. He's sending missiles, torpedoes, and enemy fighters after me. But now he's going to feel the wrath of having an entire fleet surrounding him. And now keep an eye on the Tempest moving on the bottom of the screen here, because I'm going to move in to try and overwhelm this Astral, and unfortunately get end up crushing him to death between the two of us. So yeah, that crew member had to take one for the team, really. I hope he wasn't fielding an officer, but that did amuse me. A couple of phase ships just to finish off before we can finish this battle. I think they're going to escape, to be honest. But this Doom has less chance than the Afflictor. And as you can see, we can just about chase him down. Missiles are not that good against the Doom, he can just fade around them. But my frigate's chasing him. He's not got a huge amount of chance. And as soon as we get close to him and he runs out of flux, we can burn him to death with the attack on lance. The laser beams. There he goes. Yeah, Doom, good ship, but not that good at running away. So we lost the Tempest that we crushed to death, another Tempest, a Scarab, and 2 Hyperions, which is a bit of a shame. Hopefully we can recover them. Again, send the Falcons and the Eagle after their logistics ships, and we managed to recover 1 Hyperion. The Scarab. Do we want to pick up another Astro and inflict that? I think we do. Do we want to spend story points on the other Hyperion? We've got 10, so I think we will get him. We'll leave the Tempest because we should soon be able to manufacture them anyway. No, we can do it now. So that's another bounty destroyed. Looks like Chalcadon is being saturation bombed by Tri-Tach. That's a pirate world. Not happy about that. Let's pop over to Don. We haven't been there in a while, and it's a nice big pirate market. We should be able to buy some stuff here, like marines, and if we need supplies. Oh, no, they don't have any marines. Okay, fine. Well, we will sell them the stuff we don't want. And we will clear out. And I think next we will head back over to Epiphany, the Luddic Path world. We have quite a few more narcotics to sell, and they always seem to have a good price for that. We can probably raid them again as well, get some additional supplies and fuel. So we're still a little bit low on both. So just coming in here to the Al-Gabar system. Looks like there are some pirates engaging Luddic Path watchers. We can just safely ignore them. Continue on our way. And we've just had a notification that the Tri-Tach bombing of the pirate world of Asher has been aborted. They're no longer hostile to us, apparently. So something's happened. We managed to work out our differences. And unfortunately we can't get into the market on Epiphany because we raided them too recently. I also decided not to raid them because I don't think it's worth wasting the marines that may die in the attempt. So instead we're going to bug out and immediately get jumped by whoever this is, catching up with us. Looks like Luddic Church Inquisition, so this is one of their vengeance fleets. And again, it's going to be Dominators, and it's going to be Enforcers, and it's going to be Mules, and a lot of stuff that's a little bit... well, I fought them quite a lot now, so I'm probably not going to show the whole battle. We'll just skip through it, I think. If there's anything important that happens, I will definitely showcase it. Buffalo Mark II freighters going down. And the mules. And kites. And another buffalo. Odyssey is so good at killing these kinds of ships. Missiles going after the Forcer. Can we kill him in one volley? Not quite. But following up with the Tachyon definitely works. Champion giving us some support here. Taking on the Venture. First Dominator come out on the left there. We're just going to avoid him. Kill the Venture. Make sure these little combo carriers get destroyed after these Moras. Moras are good, but they're just not as good as high-tech ships. I'm sorry. See, I always think in these things, speed tends to win. If you're faster and you're more mobile, more agile, you can escape anything that's going to deal damage to you, and you can chase down stuff and you can kill. It means you can fight the battle on your terms rather than being forced into a situation like this poor Dominator right now, and he's lost all his friends, couldn't run away. Yeah, that's what happens. So that's a level 2 Luddic Church Vengeance fleet destroyed. They will soon be sending in level 3s after me, but I don't think they get, I mean they get legions, but they can't use onslaughts. They don't have the blueprint. Nothing to recover there. Not much salvage, but still, it was a fun battle to play. I just thought you don't want to watch too many of these; they're all quite samey. Are we being chased by this guy? I don't think so. I think he's just going the same direction. If he was a scavenger, we could take him on, but I'd rather not fight too close to Prison Freeport. I thought that guy was coming after me as well. Okay, so we can sell off some metal and guns and things. We'll buy a few cheap luxury goods and drugs and armaments, and some marines and some supplies maybe. There are a couple of 10% on offer here, but don't want to buy them if I can build them. See if we can get another bounty. Okay, we'll take that one. And coming in to ask our Remnant contact what he's got for us. There's a 270,000 bounty here, Luddic Path fleet, or a 560,000 bounty to take down a hegemony station. Well, that sounds tempting. 500,000 credits for one station. Yeah, I think we'll do that. And they also want to sell me a Rift Lance, which is a Remnant weapon. We'll take that and try it out. And they want me to deliver a package. Okay, maybe we'll do that too. Just to keep them happy. Yeah, I'm liking the bounties he's given me. And it does feel kind of transgressive to be doing missions for the Remnant. So that goes along well with the theme of this playthrough. It's probably not a good long-term strategy for the future well-being of the sector. But as they say, some men just want to watch the world burn. But I think we will stop there. It's going to be a slightly shorter episode than normal, but hopefully that was nice and pacey. And next episode we're going to start taking on the hegemony stations, I think. Thank you all very much for watching. Take care of yourselves and others, and goodbye.